All right, good morning, tribe, and welcome to the Donut Shop at the beginning of the world. I am your host, Dr. Mark Merriweather Vorderbruggen, hanging out with a foggy Ravenscar, my suburban backyard jungle. All right, it is Friday. And I know people are thinking, yay, Friday, it's Friday the 13th. Ah. So, yep, we'll see. Friday the 13th in 2020. My money is on an asteroid hitting, but that's just me. Oh well. Good birds this morning. Hey, good morning, Kathleen. I'm listening to Chirpy. Of course, when I stop and listen to Chirpy, then Chirpy gets shy. Like when I talk, Chirpy talks. When I stop, Chirpy stops. Hey, good morning, Nicole. Hey, Charles. Yep, happy Friday the 13th. What could possibly go wrong? I know, S. Just another day. But it's fun to pretend. Add a little magic into our lives because most people don't realize the magic that actually surrounds them. Yep. Hey, Deborah. Chirpy, Deborah says good morning. I don't know if it's the fog or what, but Chirpy is really... Okay, sorry. I smell fire. And it's a weird time of day to smell fire. There's definitely something burning somewhere. A little disturbing. Hey, good morning, Charles. Good morning, April. Jennifer, good morning. Hey, Mudbug. How you doing? Oh, dear. All right, Nicole, I had the COVID test today, or I have a COVID test today. What's the turnaround time now on the COVID test? Is it like one of these quick tests that just takes minutes or what? But we will see. Luckily, you're young and healthy. Yep, we do live in an amazing world. And the sunrise or sunset in your picture there, I'm guessing it's a sunrise. Jennifer is proof of that. Oh, Tara. All right, good morning. This is my last time listening in. My work schedule will change on Monday. Bummer, bummer, bummer. Well, had I known, I would have baked you a cake or something. Oh, man. Yes, Darlene, truly, we live in a web of magic with many, 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 many strands going forward and backwards. Okay, 2 to 3 days, so hopefully by Monday you'll be able to report back and tell us what's going on. Hey, good morning, Tammy. Good morning, Kimberly, sorry. Good morning, Rexana. Hey, Clarence. What's up, dude? Good morning, Donna. Oops. Oh, cool. Constance. Good morning, Constance. Good morning, all. Great lesson yesterday. I learned a great deal. Thank you. Cool. I know it may have sounded a little complicated at times, but the way to think of the universe is simply everything is connected. And just how closely, physically, are things connected at a given time. Kimberly, happy Friday. And it's a work at home Friday. So I'm going to work on the Medicine Man newsletter today. And then probably have a nice roast beef sandwich for lunch. Jennifer, a load of mushroom compost was free yesterday. Any chance it will grow mushrooms? Yeah, there's a chance. Because remember, the mushrooms, they drop the spores into the growth media. So there's probably that growth media or the compost. The spores are in there. The main thing is what sort of environment is that is the compost going to be placed in? So mushrooms, they like moisture. They like it, not windy or anything like that. They're just, they just want it nice, chill, moist. And, the whole darkness thing is just because darkness is usually moister than sunny areas. So long story short, compost you put out in your garden in the sun probably isn't going to produce any mushrooms, but if you have some in a shady, damp area, they might, or that might. Hey, good morning, Bernice. Yes, Darlene, are you familiar with James Burke's series Connections? He will have a new series in 2021. The Connections is awesome. I loved that show. And then on NPR, the National Public Radio, they had the Engines of Our Ingenuity, which was kind of a similar thing where it follows, how one thing was connected to another, but in the human mechanical world sort of thing. And then that was the same with James Burke's Connections. It followed the invention of one thing and then how it, led to the invention of other things and do. So very, very cool. I always loved those shows. What came before has always been a big question in my life. It was probably obvious last night. Thank you, Darlene. Yeah, for those of you who didn't watch, and like I said, we started with a grain of sand and followed it back to the beginning of time, to the Big Bang, and every step that went into its creation. It was fun. It was a very special episode for me, because I was saying last night, my goal in life is to reconnect people to nature. And the plants are an absolutely fantastic way of doing that. But there's more to the world than plants. Even that's coming from me. I love the plants. The plants are like my main hook, but there's other things going on. Anyway, focus. Nope. Oh well. I'll set you there for later. Ooh, you have a good supply of slime in you, don't you? So let focus. No. Oh well. Oh man, okay. Nicole, I knew going camping with the scouts was a risk, but we as a family have been so good about not going anywhere, picking up our groceries, etc. I'm glad that my 9-year-old got to be outside and visit with other kids. She's going to school online. Oof. But it was worth it for so many sleepless nights up with or just worrying about my 2-year-old. We shall see. Oops, hey, Dad's here. Good morning, everybody. Mom is doing really well. 16 degrees this morning with the usual bacon and all that for breakfast. 16 degrees, Dad. You are not making it sound very appealing. Yeah, Roxana, if you just scroll down this Facebook page, you can see it there. Grain of Sand, or you can go over to my YouTube channel, the www.youtube.com/user/Dr. Merriweather, and it will be there hopefully later today. So yeah, all the videos, everything I've ever done is still here. Nicole, no, you aren't complaining. There's a difference between stating worries and complaining. You have a reason to be afraid. Don't worry about it. Even Chirpy agrees. I mean, the fear of a parent for their child is huge. So, I mean, most of us here are parents. We can sympathize with you. And after months of being locked down and wanting to get out, and especially for the kids, kids are even more of a pack animal than adults. And so when they're separated from their peers, it's mental torture for them. So getting together with them, it'll be worth it. It'll definitely be worth it. Tina, but we're all in the plants and the plants are in us, so it all goes together. Exactly. I said Tina, you were saying if next week I was going to teach quantum mechanics. And quantum mechanics, in a way, quantum mechanics for non-mathematicians is simply this. Everything's connected. So you are absolutely right. April, yeah, dayflower, the two-petaled thing I just ate. Yep, that was a dayflower. Hey, good morning, Sherry. Oh, Deborah. Cool. Yep, you can feed Asiatic dayflowers to my bunny. Cool, I bet it likes it. Hey, Cynthia, it was a dayflower. If you go over to www.foragingtexas.com and scroll down on the right-hand side, you will see dayflower. I got a bunch of them growing here. Focus. Will it focus? Maybe if I get my head out of the way. I don't know if anyone has ever seen an elephant skull, but the dayflower flower to me looks like the skull of an elephant. If I do this. Yeah, doesn't like trying to focus on that. Okay, I'll eat you later. Ooh, okay. So what are some good plants for topical antibiotic properties? Big one are the sweet gum leaves, ball moss, the oak galls, the round wooden weird balls I grow on oak that aren't acorns. Horse mint is really good. And then oregano, because they both have thymol in them. And thymol is a very potent antibiotic. Those are some of the main ones. Darlene, I watched it again this morning. Probably need to watch it several more times. Are you talking last night's Merriweather's World? Cool. Appreciate it. Yep, Kathleen, no matter the age of their children, people worry about it. Uh-oh. Sorry, just uh-oh. Oh, okay. Sorry, it was a text from my boss, which generally is bad news, and he dropped his computer and broke his computer. So, and he is over in Florida visiting his dad. His dad had a hip replacement surgery a couple of weeks ago, almost a month ago. And since that time, he managed to dislocate it, the new hip, twice. Once while replacing toilets in the house, and then the other time while rototilling his yard or his garden. Yeah, he's 70-something years old. So today they are going in and replacing the now busted artificial hip with a different one that will have more restricted movement. Yeah, it sucks. And so they're all bummed because the dad won't stop doing dad stuff. Even though he just had his hip replaced, and now he's going to end up with a hip that only has limited movement because the muscles around it now are so damaged from the two dislocations that they can't keep the hip in the socket anymore. Ugh. Hey, good morning, Kelsey. Whoops. This would be tough. Kimberly, we moved over the summer. My kids don't know anyone here, and so it's so hard on them. My girls are 14, 13, and 11, so they hang together really well. My 8-year-old son needs a lot of stimuli and is not getting enough outside at all. Oh, yeah, that sucks. Because you're right about the 8-year-old. He needs, to be outside running around. Well, so do girls. I mean, everyone needs to be outside running around and interacting with kids. And especially at that age, kids are learning how to deal with people other than their family, which is an important life skill. And so by separating them, yeah, not good. Hey, good morning, Cleo. Well, I'm glad you liked last night's show. Hey, April, we are all one. I learned that from a Dr. Bronner's bottle. Hey, wherever you learned it, at least you learned it. Hey, good morning, Julie. Jennifer, okay, please tell Chirpy that crows are the inquiring minds want to know if he will die. Did you hear that? Hey, Chirpy. Chirpy, where'd you go, Chirpy? There's a person here who thinks crows are better than mockingbirds, just letting you know. I'm kind of scared now. Hey, good morning, Built on a Rock. Okay, Sarah, does the dayflower have any flavor, or do you eat it for fun or any other specific reason? Okay, so the main reasons for eating the dayflower is because they're just pretty food. The flavor is right there with lettuce, not a whole lot of vitamins or minerals. They do have a fair amount of mucilage, the slime in them, which does help control the transfer of sugars from the stomach and digestive tract into the blood. So they can help control blood sugar levels. And I noticed this morning when I weighed myself, I was 220 pounds. I've been eating way too much lately. And so I need to get back into shape here. Hey, good morning, Bonnie. And the dayflowers around here in Houston will go really until a hard frost. Oops. I'm not able to keep up with all the comments here. I'm sorry. It was okay. I did have some pretty crazy dreams. For 3 hours, I attempted to sleep. Laugh out loud. I was ovaline being suffocated by quartz. Thanks. Okay, so Tina has some background in geology, so she was bonding with the rocks. Yeah, objects in motions, all that. I understand why he keeps going, but it's not good. Yep. He's the type of person that refuses to accept personal flaws, not flaws, weaknesses. And, says, I have to do this. And he does it and blows his hip out. All right, Nancy, how can we watch the recording of last night's amazing show? So, like I said, here on the Foraging Texas Facebook page, just scroll down or click on the videos link, and it will be there, episode 84, A Grain of Sand. Or later today, I'll get it up on the YouTube channel. It's there, but it's probably a little hidden, and I will add it to the Season 4 playlist of Merriweather's World there. Oof, yeah, seems like a... Oh, okay, here's a good question. Kayla, good morning, Mark and Tribe. Are there any studies with forage foods or herbs and cyclocane storm besides elderberry? Yeah, there are a number of mushrooms and herbs that can trigger the white blood cell, release, activate in higher numbers. And off the top of my head, I don't remember which ones they are. I know the Self-Heal heals all. Prunella vulgaris does not. It works on a different mechanism as far as antiviral and antibacterial properties. Echinacea, not really. If you go to PubMed, just type in PUMED, PubMed, one word, in a search engine, it'll bring up the National Institutes of Health's public medicinal library thing, which is a clearinghouse of all the scientific papers that have been published and digitalized, going way back, tens of years, and up until the present. And then you can just type in herbs, cytokine storm, and it'll bring up all the different papers, all the different research on different herbs that researchers have looked. Does this, traditional herb, which is used to fight infections, cause a cytokine storm? And if you have problems with that, send me a direct message, and I'll help you there. Okay. All right. Hey, good morning, Terry. Oh man, Tara. Yeah, I think that there's going to be issues. She says, I work with 2-year-olds in childcare. I've seen firsthand what a whole quarantine has done there with their social skills. Yep. Hey, good morning, Galleria. Galleria? Yeah, Song Steel. Cool. New here. I don't recall seeing you before, but welcome to the donut shop. With no donuts, and you have to supply your own coffee. But we are a sociable group. So what we lack in coffee and donuts, we make up for in love. Very true. Okay, Nicole, yes. So all the slimy foods, like okra and cactus pads, anything that has that high mucilage content, the mucilage really likes to hydrogen bond to sugar and hold on to it, and then only slowly release it. And so by doing that, it helps control the blood sugar content in the sugar concentration in the blood. So pretty cool that way. Hey, good morning, Sherry. Deborah, how tall are you? I'm 6'5". 6'5", and unfortunately right now 220 pounds. I've gotten down to 210, but man, there's been some good food at our house lately. Oh, cool. Once had friends for Thanksgiving, had just enough nasturtiums to put one on each plate. That's a cool idea. Nasturtiums are tasty. Okay, here's a good question from BJ. How much Yopon leaves would it take to equal the caffeine intake of store-bought said coffee? How many cups per pot? Okay, not exactly sure. But let me tell you what I do know, BJ. So dried Yopon holly. This is Yopon holly here. The leaves, perfect. So the leaves of the Yopon holly, pound for pound dried, have half the concentration found in your regular Lipton's tea. So to figure out how much you would need to get the caffeine in a cup of coffee, you would have to see, usually on the package of coffee, it says, serving size, how much caffeine per serving size. From that, then you would have to see how much tea you would need to equal that much coffee caffeine. And then based on that tea number, you would double it to see how much you would need for Yopon holly. So does that make sense? So to figure that out, you have to figure out how much caffeine is in there, compare that to the tea, double the amount of tea will tell you how much Yopon holly you need. Yeah, my 8-year-old is becoming very short-tempered. It sounds like he really needs time with friends out in the wild, running around, being a human. And I think that is probably the most detrimental. Okay, and for those of you who have lost someone with COVID, I'm very, very, very sorry. The loss of a loved one for whatever reason is terrible, of course. The effect on society as a whole has been forcing people to not act like humans. And when you go against your innate nature, it's just not good. Dad, are you still here? I'm assuming Dad is still here. I mean, he talks about when he was in school, the lefties, like I'm a lefty, were forced to write with their right hand. And there was all these studies that were shown that, the left-handed kids that were forced to use their left-handed kids that were forced to use their right hand ended up with, like stuttering and all sorts of other issues because it was, forcing them to go against their nature. And that's kind of what is going on with society right now. Hence the donut shop. I mean, it's not us running around together in the wild, but at least we are together and interacting and hearing from each other and getting good vibrations when you need it and celebrating joys and birthdays and welcoming new people into the tribe and all this sort of thing. So, I mean, that's where we are in the world. Yeah. Yep, April is absolutely right. Irritability is a symptom of anxiety and depression. Oh, wow. Okay. My dad used to be 6'7". My grandma was 6 feet tall. I wanted to hit 5'10", but stopped at 5'7". Yeah. 5'7" is pretty respectable. Yeah, holidays are always the hardest time to lose weight. He still ducks every time he walks through a doorway. I do too. And people have commented on that. If you saw back when I was home at Mom and Dad's place, like the door into the house is about here on me. And so I always just learned to duck. There's actually a bit of foam and carpet nailed above the door frame or above the door because Dad loves us. Okay, Sarah Dean. Funny dream. I've had some recently where David Bowie is listening to my weird problems lately. When I wake up, it's a hoot as those aren't even real problems. Okay, that's wild. Now, I could believe someone like David Bowie may be visiting you in your dreams, but... Oh, okay, cool. Nicole, we are going to test for that. My friend at the crime lab published her study and is available to fiddle with caffeine content. Woohoo! Woohoo! All right, so that's cool. And then also, Nicole, what we really want, because maybe you can help us here, is measuring the caffeine content in cleaver seeds. The Velcro weed, the sticky weed, because the cleavers are in the same family as the caffeine, the coffee bean. And so we're really curious. But cool. Okay, we need to talk more, Nicole. Jonathan, okay, here we go. Never go against your nature, which is why I'll never, you'll never know when I'll break out in a full air guitar solo. Wild Stallions! Excellent. 5'5" and being told I'm really tall by short people. You must have a lot of short people in your life. Yep. David Bowie was... I was going to say, the early David Bowie was awesome. And then I thought, well, the late David Bowie was awesome too. And the middle David Bowie... Yeah, David Bowie was just awesome. Oh, Kelsey, I just wanted to take a second to thank you and the tribe for just being there and giving me advice and support through my last hard times in life. Knowing you're all very appreciated. Ah, cool. Big tribal hug for Kelsey. I know, man, you had some rough times there with the asthma attacks and the black mold in the apartment and all that. So, cool. Oh, wow. Time is going by fast. All right. It is time for the group take. So, yay, group take, group hug followed by group take. It's like the universe approves. All right, starting out first with the liver pill, cleanse, support, detoxify, protect. You need your liver, folks. Wow, I'm getting low. Almost time to get my next bottle here. Mm. You can listen to Chirpy while I'm taking these. The brain pill. Whoop. Focus. Man, that camera doesn't work well. So, memory, focus, mental clarity, attention, and my daily smell the capsules. I love the smell. Okay, I love the smell because they smell like pizza. Between the sage and the mushrooms, they smell like a really good pizza. All right, hey, Constance, have fun in online school. And of course, right now, with the growing numbers, the immune pill, support, maintain, prepare, fight. Remember about the immune pill, if you have an autoimmune disease like lupus or Hashimoto's, rheumatoid arthritis, something like that, unfortunately, you cannot take the immune pill because it can actually make those worse, because one of the features in the immune pill is the increased production of the white blood cells. All right, and finally, the libido pill, virility, duration, stamina, power. Boom, 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 boom. Getting ready for the weekend. Boom, boom, boom. All right. Stories from the farm, Tina Marie. This probably isn't a good day, a good time to say I can't take my supplements yet because I have to eat some breakfast first, which I couldn't because I had to wait for a penned-up horse to leave me a stool sample and then let her back out while carrying the donut shop tribe around my property. Oh, Tina, your life is so amazing. Doctors lie. In Dallas, I'm 5'5". In Fort Worth, I'm 5'7". I had a weight loss surgery, and every time I went to Dallas for a doctor's appointment, they said 5'5". They probably use some cheap measuring tool. Man, birds are singing. I'm just going to listen to the birds for a bit. Drink some coffee. If you can hear. Can you hear the birds? I like chilling in my backyard. And one of the things this weekend, I need to do some work on it. It's looking a bit rough around the edges. So I want to rake it and pull out some stuff. Oh, what do we got here? Okay, I hope you all have a wonderful weekend, tribe. I will miss you guys until probably Wednesday. Monday morning, I will be headed to Houston early for finally appointment with the neurology specialist. Yay! And we'll spend the night with my grandkids. Double yay! Cool. Okay, this is a scary thought. The birds are warning you about Friday the 13th. Ooh. Good question, Jennifer. No, I haven't seen Kimberlyn in like the last day and a half, 2 days. So maybe I'll have to drop her a line. Sure. I like chilling in your backyard too. Cool. The saying, stay in bed. Got too much to do. Birds. Birds, birds, birds. Then I come back, I want to be a bird. I love your happy birds almost as much as I love you and the tribe. The bird in the tribe is lovable. Oops, what do we get here? Every morning is funny. As soon as I step outside to let the birds out for the day, the geese start honking, then the ducks start quacking, then I hear the chickens jumping off their perches. Oh, that's cool. So you get this whole bird circus sounds going on. But geese, I'm impressed at a person that raises geese. Geese, I don't get along with geese. I have some traumatic childhood memories of geese encounters. And by childhood, I mean like I was 19. So, well, I don't think my spirit, my soul will come back, but I think the parts of me, the atoms, they obviously will be reused into something. So I hope the particles that make up my body eventually get made into a bird. That would be cool. Tina, oh, I love it, Carrie. My morning music is my donkeys announcing, "Here I come, Mom, to feed us." Or donkeys, plural. Oh, donkeys. Donkey. Apparently Chirpy likes donkeys or hates donkeys, one of the two. I'm guessing Chirpy would like donkeys. Yeah, so you're probably thinking, Darlene, like the geese out in the wild where they're serenely swimming through the water or flying in those V-shaped things, and not down here in a barnyard where they're hissing at you and chasing at you and pecking at you. And when they're fully up, they're practically 5 feet tall and looking like dinosaurs. Yeah. Wild geese are one thing. Barnyard geese, they're like, they're the Hell's Angels of the barnyard, or the Crips and Bloods maybe, or the MS-13. Yeah, that's it. Wow. Okay, here we go. I'm not surprised, Jonathan. I raised geese. I had a drake that fought off a German Shepherd and won. The dog bit the beak hard enough to bleed, but my drake didn't care. Yeah. That sounds like it. Ooh, Jenny, here we go. I have three large, enthusiastic dogs who are thrilled to see me. Then the horses start neighing for food, and the goats start buying the morning chorus. That's a good thing. The sounds of nature. Yeah, like I said, the wild geese just swimming through the water or flying overhead, or at night when you're sitting out on your back porch and having your nightly cocktail, and way up in the sky in the fall or in the spring, you hear the honking of geese, and you can just, maybe if the moon is bright enough or so, you can just barely see the V shape of the geese, the night geese flying over, and that's always cool. Oops. Oh, you should see the standoff when the Canadian geese arrive on our pond. They do not tolerate cows in the pond or near them. It's hilarious to me watching the geese chasing the cows. Okay, that sounds like something you got to do video on. Oh, Nicole. Oh, Lord. Now a dog just threw up. This is one of those moments where I either laugh or cry, because it's going to be a lot of either. Maybe both. I have to go. Peace, love. Have a good weekend. All right, Nicole. Hug to you. And either response is appropriate. Laugh and cry. And best words of wisdom ever, this too shall pass. It may pass like a kidney stone, but it will pass. All right, tribe. It's 8 o'clock. I need to get to work. lots to do. So hang in there. Should be a decent weekend in some places weather-wise. Try and get outside. Try and get out and smell the leaves and, maybe not taste the dirt, but, try and get outside. Ideally, with someone else, throw a football or a frisbee or something like that around. Blow bubbles. Go outside and blow bubbles. But, grab some kids. If you're in a neighborhood, just form a mini parade and have your kids walk down the street blowing bubbles. Maybe have some extra bubble things to pass out if other kids can join. But yeah, try and be human. That's your assignment. If you choose to accept it, be human. All right, everyone. Love you. Mom and Dad, love you. Enjoy the bacon, the eggs, the cold weather. See you Monday. All right. Bye-bye.